Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord here, and welcome to the next episode of Furry Review/Analysis. For today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at a well-known Netflix series. This one has further pushed the whole anthropomorphic characters living in a human-like functioning world, and has gotten major success by critics, regular viewers, and especially furries alike. And that show is none other than Bojack Horseman. Bojack Horseman is a show about an anthropomorphic horse named Bojack Horseman, who was a famous TV sitcom star from the 90s. Their fame eventually fades away, and we see Bojack's progression of getting back into the entertainment industry, while also seeing how much of a bitter, angry, and overall shitty person that he is. A little disclaimer before I go any further, this contains absolutely no spoilers whatsoever, so don't worry about me spoiling any major plot elements. Now let's continue. Let's first discuss the world of Bojack Horseman itself. In this universe, regular human beings work, interact, and form relationships with anthropomorphic animals. And it's never really explained as to why, which is fine. I just found it a bit weird why it's never really explained at all throughout the show. The show focuses in Hollywood, where all of the big budgeted films and TV shows are made, obviously. The show does a really good job at showing the cutthroat aspects of Hollywood in the entertainment industry, which even though that it is a plus, it's more so a positive for the show because of its characters, not really for the world itself. When it comes to the characters, however, I got quite a few things to say. The main character, Bojack, is a snarky asshole and the main protagonist in the series. His close human friend Todd is a dumb, yet sometimes ingenious stoner friend who has a kind of artistic side to him, which I found very interesting. Princess Carolyn is a cat girl who is both Bojack's agent and an on and off ex-girlfriend. She's very smart, witty, independent, and overall my favorite character in this entire show. She's very interesting to watch and very competent. Other than this one part of the show where she doesn't realize that she's dating a kid disguised as an adult, which I thought was really fucking stupid, but I digress. Mr. Peanut Butter is a yellow lab and is currently a very well-known star in Hollywood. He's very friendly and kind, but is really self-centered and full of himself. And lastly, there's Diane, a human girl who is dating Mr. Peanut Butter, and is a writer that is assigned to write Bojack's biography. She's very intelligent, but also very neurotic and self-destructive. When it comes to my thoughts on all of these characters within the show, one of the selling points is how shitty all of these characters can be. They all tend to do very horrible things to each other, and some of these characters' level of respect drops for me as the show progresses because of that. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. When it comes to the writing of the show and the overall quality, this show is for the most part really good. I would have to say that about 90% of the show is very well made. However, it does suffer from one problem. The first half of season 1 is just horrible. It just flat out sucks. It pretty much only consists of crude/sexual jokes, too many pop culture jokes/references, humor that's offensive just for the sake of being offensive, and it overall is just dull and boring. It honestly felt like I was watching a Family Guy episode with furries. It sucks that it has to be the very beginning of the show that has to be terrible, because the rest of the show is very well written, has great humor that is both dark and witty, and has a great sense of messed up storytelling. So if there's anything I would suggest if you really want to get into the show is to either skip the first half of season 1 completely, or just toughen it out and get through the first couple of episodes. To get more on a positive side of things here, the show does an amazing job of both entertaining the viewer while also making the viewer feel challenged when it comes to certain hot topical issues and ways that these characters handle things, which some of us can also do in our own lives. Bojack himself is a shitty guy, and this show follows how this guy makes most of the people he forms relationships with's lives worse. Which definitely isn't a feel-good thing when you watch it happen on screen, but it's definitely interesting at showing how far someone's life can spiral down with the more bad choices they make every day. Without spoiling it, there is one part of the show where Bojack drives to New Mexico to meet up with this girl he had a thing with back in the day, but he does something while he's there that is so fucked up and disgusting that I can't believe that the creators of the show pushed the envelope like that. And I give them respect for having the balls to do so. The show also delves into a lot of the messed up morals of the entertainment industry. Like for example, one episode focuses around mass shootings and how executives in Hollywood are more concerned about how the mass shooting is going to affect the sales of their movie rather than the people who are actually dying from it. This is definitely a show that you will find very funny and will have a lot of moments where you will be laughing your ass off. But also be aware that the journey through watching the show isn't fully a fun laugh fest. There are times in the show where it will make you feel like shit and it will genuinely get unenjoyable at some points, which in my opinion is both a good and bad selling point for the show. Overall, Bojack Horseman is a show that starts off terrible, but gets extremely better almost instantly. The show is also extremely funny, has a very messed up storyline at times, but ultimately both a fun / difficult experience to sit through, which I find that last aspect to be one of the best parts of this show. If I had to give a final rating for this show, I'd overall have to give it a 7.75 out of 10. If you are a furry and you have a Netflix account, I would definitely recommend giving this show a watch. Or check it out if you have cable, because apparently I'm hearing they're showing it on Comedy Central also. Overall, that's my review of Bojack Horseman. How do you guys feel about Bojack Horseman itself? Do you guys like that show? Do you not like that show? How do you guys feel about Netflix original series involving furries? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are you going to check out any of these shows? Are you not going to check out any of these shows? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my content and want to further help out my channel, please consider donating to my Patreon page and my Ko-fi, hitting that like button, turning on the notification bell, and subscribing altogether. I have been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Napstabluke's favorite YouTuber is Onision.
Why?
Because he's emo as shit, and Onision's fan base is nothing but a bunch of emo 12-year-olds.